Some networks are broken up into subnets. And what's placed between the subnets is a router. Now, a router can be a physical device that's totally devoted to routing, such as a Cisco router, or it could be an NT server that has IP routing enabled. The first thing you need to do when you go to have IP routing enabled is you need to make sure you have at least 2 NIC cards. Once you put 2 NIC cards in a machine, it's called a multi-homed computer. Each one of the NIC cards is on its separate subnet. Be aware, each NIC card can have up to 5 IP addresses. However, in order for it to function properly as a router, you need to have 2 separate NIC cards for the separate subnets. Once you want to enable the IP routing, you simply go to Network Neighborhood and right-click on it. Select Properties. Go over to Protocols. Click on TCP IP. Select Properties. Come over here to the Routing tab. Click on that. And very simply put a check in the checkbox that says Enable IP Forwarding. Now, it has a little bit of a message here to let you know there's 2 ways of setting up your routing tables. One is statically with a command called route.exe. With the route command, an administrator can manually type in the route to a particular subnet. If you wish for it to be dynamic, you can install a service called RIP. I want to show you that, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that just momentarily. Let's click Apply. Also click OK to close the box. Let's go to Services. I'll click Add. And the RIP service is right here. What our RIP, which stands for Routing Information Protocol, will do is we'll take the routing table and it will allow several routers on a network to communicate with each other and share routing tables. It's very handy if you have a smaller network because the administrator won't have to manually type in the network addresses. The reason I said it was very handy in a smaller network is in order for these routing tables to be shared, they have to communicate every 30 seconds with each other. This can create a lot of network traffic if you have a lot of routers. If you have a few routers, it's very handy. There are some better routing protocols out there, but this is what comes packaged with Windows NT 4. If I wanted to install this, I can very simply click on this, click OK, and then it will prompt me for my Windows NT Server CD. I'll put the CD in, and it'll install RIP for me.